What's up, guys? So we're back here, BSLT price check update, so around 17 cents, and people have talked about, me being kind of full of shit, like, oh, if the token price goes down to 5 cents, the game's dead, the game's over, no one's gonna buy it, you're not gonna buy it, why would you buy it? Well, the simple answer in response to that is very, very easy. Archeworld, because they're citing, okay, first, they cite all the other crypto games. So, like, as soon as the token price goes down and it starts a massive decline, the game collapses and it falls apart, right? Well, the response is very simple. All the other crypto games out there are not actually games. They are simply pyramid schemes. And yes, you've heard this phrase thrown around a lot, and it's really true because the other ones don't actually have gameplay. They don't have an actual physical world. They're more of put an NFT online, stake it, collect, mine, farm coins, etc., and then sell the coins. Like, what kind of gameplay loop do they actually have? They don't. That is the problem with the NFT crypto gaming world right now, and why 99% of the games are scams and bad, and it gives a terrible reputation for legitimate games like Archeworld, which has a massive MMORPG world that has thousands and thousands of players potentially, fighting each other at the same time. It's all really possible in Archeworld, whereas okay, Farm World, right? Farm World was a big game. I think it was, like 2 years ago. And so you'd stake your farm card and your wheat, and you grow like crops, and it was literally a click game. Like, you put a farm card, you put a fishing rod out, you're like, okay, and you click a button, and then you come back every 6 hours or 8 hours or something like that, right? And you collect your fish, and then a week later your fishing rod broke, so you had to make a new one. And you crafted a new fishing rod with the fish and things that you got, the resources that you earned from your farm in your little village. That's not a game, guys. That's a clicker. That is harvesting tokens out of NFTs. That is not a game. That's not a real game. That's why I've always told people that Archeworld is 100% the best NFT crypto game, hands down, compared to a real MMORPG like Archeage, for example. This game has, no content. It's got like 5% of the content that Archeage has. But when you look at the crypto space, it is so far ahead of all the other crypto games and projects that it's like, that's why this game is going to succeed. If any game in the crypto world is going to succeed, it's going to be Archeworld, because it's an actual game, and there's actual gameplay, there's actual fun to be had. People can come in and just shoot the shit as a chat room, right? So you have the chat room aspect, you have the open world aspect, you have the arenas, the PvP aspect, you have the farming, you've got the little clicking and the kind of like mining aspect. You can log in and simply do your dailies on your farms, collect your archeum and your labor, and sell that stuff. So if they want to do the simple, stake an NFT, click buttons and log off, you got that. If they want to actually fight and interact with other people, you got the arena, you got open world PvP. Coming soon, we have ocean and naval content, which the ocean in this game is one of the best ocean naval contents in any games of all. Because it's based on Archeage, and Archeage had an incredible ocean with real-time physics and great, graphics and gameplay for boats, cannons, sails, etc. So much, good things with the ocean, and it was pretty much revolutionary 10 years ago for this genre. And even now, it's still really, really good. It's one of the best ocean games, out there in any game, not just a crypto NFT game. The ocean is amazing in this. So people will see this and people will realize, oh, wow, this is an actual metaverse, right? What people were trying to hype up, last year and say like, oh, this is going to be the metaverse. This is the world where people want to go to. Archeworld is an actual metaverse. It is an actual world that people can jump in, create a character, avatar, design it with different clothes and things. You can upload images, NFTs, custom NFTs, and design things. There's a lot of freedom and a lot of cool things that can be done in this game. So this is why it is different than the other things. Yes, of course, the token price could continue to decline, and could go away, and the game could die, right? That could happen to any game. But we have seen that this company, XL Games, is willing to stick with their games for multiple years. So Archeage, which this game is based on, has been around for around 10 years right now. And if you talk to anyone, they will tell you that Archeage is a dead game. And for the most part, they are right. There are only a few hundred players that play on each servers on Archeage, but the game service is still running. They are still providing the game service for those few hundred of players that are playing Archeage. And no one would blame them right now, 10 years later, if they shut down the Archeage servers, right? The game has been running for 10 years. We don't expect a game to run indefinitely forever. We don't expect a game service to keep going on and on indefinitely. Eventually, everything will come to an end. There will be new stuff that comes out, new services, new games, and eventually everything will die. So 10 years later, that's a pretty good track record that they've held up this game for 10 years, provided a good service, arguably a good service. There were obviously tons of complaints, and part of the reason why the player base is lower than what it was at launch. But historically, games do lose players over time. People get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. So this is normal. Like, a game does not last for 20, 30, 40 years. Like, there's very few exceptions where games that are still around, 20 years after release, and people are actively playing them 20 years after release. Any game or service that is around for 5, 10 years, they've done a really good job, and they've actually probably succeeded in their business and making a lot of money. A lot of people probably had a good time or had fun with the service, and they just need to innovate and evolve. And that's what Archeage is doing with Archeage 2. They're releasing a sequel to Archeage in the coming years, and they're going to use the lessons that they learned from Archeage and also possibly Archeworld, because it's the same team that is working on both. They have team members and they share offices and etc. So they're going to use all the things that they've learned to make a better game and experience in Archeage 2. And I do expect probably when Archeage 2 launches, the original Archeage servers probably will shut down, is my guess. So, Archeage 2 is a little bit different game. It's going to be using an action combat style from what we know. Other than that, we don't really know too much information about it. So we should be hearing more in the future, in the coming months and years, depending on when. I think the last thing that we heard, it was supposed to be releasing around 2024. I don't believe that at all. I believe probably around 2025, maybe 2026 for Archeage 2. But we'll have to see what actually happens and what news comes out. So those are the reasons. I am honestly going to be buying BSLT tokens if this thing goes down to like 5 cents. Like, I want it to go down so I can buy more of the token so I can progress my character. Because at worst case scenario, in this, I'm going to have fun with my character and enjoy the time spent playing the game. So if the token price goes down to 5 or 1 cent or, half a cent, that means I can buy more stuff in the game. Unless, obviously, the prices of items in the game skyrocket, go up, inverse what the token does, right? But overall, I am happy and enjoying the world of Archeworld, and I hope that you guys give it a shot, take a look, see if the game is for you, and if it is, great. If not, no big deal. Play whatever makes you happy, and I will see you guys in the next one.